Hello, good morning, everyone. This is Fasi Alexis, of course. We will be discussing about the parts of speech, which is pronoun. So we have here the lesson agenda, the pronouns, personal pronouns, possessive pronouns, and definite pronouns. We will be also discussing reflexive pronouns, intensive pronouns, and additional pronouns like demonstrative pronoun, relative pronouns, and we have also interrogative pronouns. So, lesson objective, of course, define the meaning of a pronoun, provide various examples of sentences using pronouns appropriately, and last one, differentiate the types of pronouns and how to use them properly in daily interaction. So again, what is a pronoun? As you can see that anything that we can change, like a replacement, I should say, a noun, we could be able to replace it with pronoun. For instance, Mr. Cruz, the pronoun for Mr. Cruz is he. And another example is Mrs. Alvaro. So the Mrs. Alvaro, the pronoun for her is she, all right? So we have here the definition of pronouns as well as the antecedent and the example. For instance, pronouns are words that replace nouns. So like our examples earlier, so group of words functioning as nouns or other pronouns. And when we say antecedent, the word that a pronoun replaces or refers to is called its antecedent. Every pronoun has an antecedent, even if it's not in the same sentence. For example, we have here Samira loves watching movies, but she is not fond of films. So as you can see there that the noun there is Samira, and the antecedent for Samira is the pronoun she. So anything that replaces a pronoun is called the antecedent. Okay, a word that a noun replaces, I should say, is what we call antecedent. And we have, before we proceed to the personal pronouns, we have three cases of pronouns, right? We have subjective case that shows us the subject in the sentence. So subjective case use as the subject in the sentence, like I, she, he, it, we, you, they, and so on and so forth. Okay, so personal pronouns, all those cases, like in the subjective case and the possessive case, all of them belong to personal pronouns. Again, we have subjective case, we have also possessive case. Possessive case is a case of pronoun that shows ownership and possession. On the other hand, we have also objective case, which means that it is a case of pronoun that receives the action of the subject. Okay, so we have personal pronouns. It refers to the specific people, okay, places, things, or ideas by indicating whether the noun is in the first person, second person, or third person. That's what we call point of view. Personal pronouns like nouns can be singular or plural. Okay, just like nouns, we have singular noun and we have also the plural noun. And the same also with personal pronouns, we have singular form and we have also the plural form. So the first person, like the I, which is the subject in the sentence, we have also me, it is the object of the sentence, and we have also the plural form of it, we, it is the subject of the sentence, and us as the object of the sentence or objective case of a pronoun. The second person point of view, we have you as the subject and you also for the plural form. That is used as an objective case. Okay. Third person point of view, we have he for subjective case, him for objective case, she for subjective case, her for objective case, and it for subjective, and it also for objective case. And we have the plural form like they for subjective and them for objective case. Okay. For example, she is beautiful. She is the subject of the sentence that belongs to the personal pronoun. Okay. The next one is here, the third person singular pronouns. When you say third person, such as the he and him, she and her, and it expresses gender. So if it's male, therefore you use the pronoun he. Him for masculine, right? If the noun is a girl, therefore you need to use a third person singular pronouns like she and her for the feminine. And if it's a neutral gender, use the pronoun it. Okay, so let's proceed. We have here another examples for the personal pronoun. Like we have here, the apple was picked by me. This is a first person point of view because it refers to the speaker. The me there refers to the speaker of the sentence, which means that he is talking about the apple and he is the one who picked the apple. In the second person point of view, which is Samira will buy coffee for you, you refers to the person being spoken to or yung pinag-uusapan dun sa sentence. Kaya siya naging second person. Third person point of view, we have Aaron gave him the laptop. Him refers to the person being talked about in the sentence. Okay, so let's proceed. Another type of pronoun is we have possessive, which means that in possessive, of course, it shows ownership and possession. And possessive pronouns do not require, take note that, do not require an apostrophe. So we have here the singular first person mine and mine, and for the plural form, our and ours. For the second person point of view, we have your and yours. The same also with the plural form, your and yours. Third person point of view, we have his, her, hers, and its. We have also their and theirs. For example, these bags are mine. Mine there is what we call possessive pronoun that shows ownership and possession. Okay, so let's proceed. Here is the example. For the first person, we have the pencil is mine. Mine refers to the ownership of the speaker. We have also the second person here, which is the calculator is yours. Yours refers to the ownership of the person being spoken to. And we have the third person point of view. Her book is missing. Her refers to the ownership of the person being talked about. Okay, so that's very simple. Next. So when we have here also another type of pronoun, which is indefinite pronouns. So refer to no particular person, thing, or quantity. Therefore, it is unspecified. Hence, the name indefinite, like we have here the different examples, all, any, both, each, either, every, few, many, most, much, neither, none, one, other, several, another, someone, and some. Actually, all, we have also most and none. At the same time, we have some. Those pronouns can be considered as singular or plural pronouns. Okay, both, few, several, and many, they are plural forms of indefinite pronoun, and each, every, like everybody, somebody, anything, something, those pronouns are all singular in form. Okay, so let's proceed with the examples. So everyone in the class needs to come up with an idea. Everyone there is the indefinite pronoun, refers to the specific person in the class. Take note, ang specific person that's belong to singular pronoun. I mean singular indefinite pronoun. Next example, can someone message her? Her or someone refers to the specific person in the sentence. Another, how much will it cost to build a house? Much refers to an unspecific amount. Take note, every unspecific person, thing, or amount, that is called indefinite pronoun. Another type of pronoun is what we call reflexive pronoun. So when you say reflexive, or when you tend to look at yourself in the on the mirror, you tend to see your reflection, right? So a reflexive pronoun is a type of pronoun that refers back to a noun or pronoun within a sentence. This pronoun can act as an object in a sentence. Take note, if you are talking about reflexive pronoun, if you are the subject, then you are also receiving your own action. So just like in front of, if you are looking at yourself in front of the mirror, whatever you see in the mirror is just like a reflection of your image. And it is the same also with reflexive pronoun. Okay, so if you are the subject, then you are also the receiver of the action. I mean your own action. So we have here the examples. Like, I bought myself flowers. Take note, you are the subject of the sentence and you are also receiving your own action, which is myself. Myself refers back to the subject of the sentence, and we have also here second person point of view. You help yourself with the dinner. Take note, you as the subject and as the reflection of the what I call this, when your action, you are receiving your own action, which is yourself, right? It refers back to the subject of the sentence. And the third person, she ordered herself a cake. Therefore, herself there is the reflection of the subject, and at the same time, the subject is receiving his or her own action. Just like the herself there. Herself is the receiver of the action of the subject of the pronoun she, and it refers back to the subject of the sentence. Okay. Another is relative pronoun. Of course, when you say relative pronoun, it relates one part of a sentence to a word in another part of the sentence. Specifically, the relative pronoun indicates that a dependent clause, take note, dependent clause describes a noun in the sentence clauses, just like we have here in the first example. The book which I read last night taught me to use my creative imagination. We have here there the dependent clause which I read last night, which means it describes the book in the sentence. Okay, we have here which I read last night, which talks about the book here in the sentence. Oh, it describes here the book that is being taught to use my creative imagination. So we have different relative pronouns like which, that, who, where. Okay, where, who, that, and which. So those are the relative pronouns that describes, okay, a dependent clause describing the noun. Another example here, the teacher who taught me success principles is Madame Percy. So who taught me success principles is what we call dependent clause that describes the teacher. Okay, that's relative pronoun. Another is interrogative pronoun. Take note, interrogative, which means it asks a question. Like the WH questions, for example, who, whom, which, why, where, what, when, and how. Those are part of interrogative pronouns. So any pronoun that belongs or that interrogates or it requires questions or or inquiries, those are pronouns that belong to interrogative pronoun. For example, what do you want? What is an interrogative pronoun? The same also with the second example, where do you live? Where is an interrogative pronoun because it asks a question. That's very simple. Another, and I think this would be the last one, demonstrative pronoun. Of course, it identifies or points out a noun without naming it. Take note, it points out a noun without naming it. For example, if you're holding two pencils in your hand, you cannot say those are my pencils, something like that. But you can say these are my pencils. However, we have here also, this is the house I like. Okay, when it is singular and it is near to you, you need to use the demonstrative pronoun this. However, if it is plural, for example, these are the houses I like. Houses that is nearer to you, the demonstrative pronoun that you may use is also plural, which is these. However, if it's far from you, if it's singular, use the demonstrative pronoun that. And if it's plural, use the demonstrative pronoun those. Okay? If do you have any questions? So if you don't have questions, or if you have questions, just just send me your message so that we could answer your questions. And of course, thank you for listening. I hope you learned something today, and stay safe everyone. Goodbye.